You've probably been feeling this for a while. You probably are very well aware of the shift that's happening on the planet. It probably happened within you first. Hi, my name is Araya, and I currently live on this horse farm and animal rescue here in Italy with my dog Arlo and our growing little zoo. I love to share about spirituality and wellness, travel and my van adventures, and living a life without limitation or fear of what others think. I live in this glamping tent on the farm now, and when I arrived to Italy, it was my dream to find a home base. Now that we have one, it kind of feels like the adventure has just begun. So if you want to see what's next, I invite you to follow along. And that's why you're so familiar with it. So there is this inevitable change happening on Earth, right? We're moving into the new Earth, the new paradigm, the new consciousness. You probably signed up for this lifetime to be a part of that, right? And if that resonates, then this video is for you. If you hear all the dog barking in the background, it's because I live on an animal rescue and sanctuary and horse farm here in Italy. So the feedback recently from you guys has been that you like it and that it's nice for you to hear, which for me, it's very loud. So I always worry, but thank you guys for that feedback, and sorry if you don't enjoy it. Before we get into the video, I have to show you something. I have to show you something very, very special. And you guys haven't seen him yet, not with me. Meet Aslan. This is Aslan, my little baby. I mean, he's not so little. He is 6 weeks old now. And he is a Kangal. If you guys are familiar with the breed, he's my little guardian, and I'm in love with him. He is the most special creature I've ever met, except for Arlo and Zima and Duchess and Ladybug and Indy, my little zoo. So yes, this is a beautiful chapter of life, and we just went through like a big ending chapter on Earth, like an end of a cycle, an end of an era. Like, so much happened astrologically, so much happened in the world, probably, like I said, in your life as well. And so in part of being part of this shift on Earth, you had to go through those hard things first. You had to have that experience in your life that just felt unbearable, right? You probably went through so many lessons and so much confusion early on so that you could go to the darkness. And being in the darkness is where you find the light, right? And then you find that the light wins. And when I told you guys this the other day, but it's just like the most powerful thing I've experienced in so long. At least one of the most powerful channeling experiences that I've had in so long. So I have this new routine of going down to the river in the morning and being with my animals and being without phone and standing in the river, which is good for my injured ankle. And while I'm there, I've been getting such clear downloads from the Great Mother, from Gaia, which a lot of people on my journey have told me recently that I need to connect with Gaia. That's where I'm at in my journey as a human, as a perceived human. And it was powerful. And I asked her, I said, can you tell me about love? And she said, in the sun I grow. And that was like so powerful to me because there's so many layers to it. So in the sun I grow, meaning like in the masculine energy, the feminine gets to grow, gets to express, gets to be as powerful and as fierce and as divine and as beautiful and as epic as nature. Just creation, pure creation. In the sun I grow. And going deeper, it's like that. It's in the light I grow. So continuing on forever and ever and ever, like the growth, the creation is eternal. It is never ending. Love is never ending. It is eternal. It is infinite. And so that is you, right? You are the creation of that source energy, that source light, who gets to continue to grow forever and ever and ever. And just like a seed, you were planted deep down where it's dark, and you found your way up to the light to grow and to express yourself. And now you are like a raging forest, just growing throughout the mountains and like just spreading everywhere, and so many different expressions and so many different creatures. Like if you see Gaia as a reflection of you, you can see all the different layers. Like you think of a waterfall, like that's part of you. That powerful, intense, like the most crazy waterfall you've ever seen, that's part of you. That lives within you. That fierceness lives within you. You think about something so fragile, like an eggshell. That fragileness lives in you too. You can be fierce and you can be fragile all at the same time. And the message really that needs to come through for you is that maybe your purpose on earth is to be soft, is to teach softness, is to teach fierceness, is to teach how you can be both fierce and fragile all in one. Maybe part of your mission is to neutralize the polarity on earth. Maybe you've seen this great divide, right? The great divide that's happened on earth, and maybe you've understood both sides. Like you maybe have a stance probably on most things, but you probably really understand both sides. That understanding comes from a place of acceptance, and acceptance in essence is unconditional love. Unconditional love is the 5D. The 5D is the heart space, and you came here on earth to help people shift into the 5D, into the heart space, into the truth of who they are here on earth. We're trying to wake up the planet and to bring heaven on earth, right? And that doesn't mean that there's not going to be contrast, because contrast is creation. Contrast is how we create. To create what you do want, you have to experience what you don't want. That's natural. But maybe it doesn't have to be so intense anymore on earth, and maybe there's a new way of living that we're approaching. But the chaos has to happen first, and that's what's been happening, is the chaos. And in the chaos, the space is made, and in that space, the new comes through. So chaos births beautiful things, and we get to be a part of that shift. And you specifically are doing a huge role in that. And maybe you felt like your life has always been, in the background, you've known that you've been meaning to be here. Your purpose for being here has been because you have a really big job to do. And ego aside, attachment aside, you have a really big job on earth to do. Part of your mission might be to save the planet. And I think that, when we hear those words and we're downloaded with those words and we receive them, and when they resonate, there can be so much that comes up, right? We are in this human experience. So we have these subconscious beliefs. Maybe the belief of like not worthy, maybe the belief of like, not being capable, or whatever it is, fear of success. Those things come up. Maybe your ego latches on and gets the attachment and is like, yes, finally, like my value. But if you just allow yourself to be in that purpose and that mission of what you came here to earth to do, and you let go of everything else, you surrender, and you can get there easier. Then the process of becoming what you're meant to be in this human experience is natural. It is like nature. It is in the sun I grow, right? And so Gaia, the earth, nature, does not think about how it's going to grow. It does not think about how beautiful, from my understanding, what I feel to be true, she does not think about, wow, my leaves are beautiful. Wow, my branches are so big. Wow, my sky and my clouds, and they're all so beautiful. No, she just is in her full expression. And that is possible because she is in the light. She is trusting of the light for herself to grow and express and be. So for you to apply in the sun I grow would mean, so I'm going to get this tattooed. It's so special. Maybe I'll make some merchandise too. Let me know in the comments if you guys want some merchandise. I've thought about it, like, what would I make? A hat or a shirt or, you know, jewelry or things. Like, I know how to do that. I've done merchandise stores before, but I only wanted to do them if it was like something special. And then this downloaded to me and I was like, oh my gosh. Also, I think the Patreon tiers, I showed you guys the graphics. I'll show you here. The one where it's my inner circle, so it's me and my little zoo, and then it's us on in the caravan or in the van traveling. That's the second tier. The third tier is this one on a sailboat, which is like what we're manifesting. And then this other one I haven't used yet, but it's my story of when the wolves came to visit me in the shower. And then my friend went ahead and made this additional one here, which they joke about here on the farm. Like, they don't believe me that I was scared when the wolves came, because I'm like obsessed with wolves. I feel like it's part of my spirit. Like, it's definitely my spirit animal. I've always wanted to get a wolf tattoo on my forearm. It will probably happen at one day or one point. I've wanted to find like a little wolf baby in the forest that needed a mother. Like, I would just jump at the opportunity. And so she told AI to recreate my graphic, but to make it more of like what she thought I really was. She's like, I don't believe that you were that scared. So that's what this one is. So also, like, coughing. I haven't been like coughing in so long. I feel like I'm not sick at all. When I start to speak something really powerful, there are often, and I've seen this in like presentations, like my mom is a spiritual healer and she was giving a presentation one time at an event, and she like kept coughing. And from my understanding, what I feel to be true and what others in the room felt to be true is that these other balancing forces, service of self entities, come in and they try and close up the throat chakra because they don't want this truth to come through. And so that's the polarity, right? Those are the balancing forces. That is just natural of what happens when you step into your light, when you share from that place of truth. And so that's probably why I'm feeling like that. So anyway, in the sun I grow, those graphics, maybe I'll put some merch together. If you guys are interested, let me know in the comments, like I said, because it takes some time to create, but I would be happy to. Also, if you want to join Patreon, I invite you. I got my first sign up today. I'm so grateful to have you in. Like, that's such a special moment. Like, I remember my first subscriber on YouTube, my first 5 subscribers on YouTube like a year ago, and I was like, wow, this is fascinating. Maybe a year and a half. And then like in my programs in decondition, when people started signing up, I was like, wow, like there's still the part of my mind, and then the ego gets, it's a whole thing. You have to be aware, self-aware, but you don't have to, but I choose to be. So that I can have this experience of in the sun I grow. And so when I get these things in my creations, and there are other people who resonate with it so much that they say yes, that they're in alignment with it, which of course will happen if I'm creating from a place of alignment with my truth. It's just, it lights me up, and it makes me so excited. So Patreon, there's different tiers. The second one is like where I share private voice notes of like behind the scenes on everything, and private videos and private updates and whatnot. And you can go check out what's available in each one. I think I'll make a fourth one, maybe with the wolf photo. I have to make something with that. I think that will be like the biggest supporter group. So if like you really just want to support the channel and you're like an absolute saint, then I will make that too, based off of some feedback that I got of Patreon people. So I invite you to those spaces. While we're here, I will also invite you to my retreat, my women's retreat. So exciting, so lit up about that too. I've been going through applications. I emailed some of you guys who applied today. I still have quite a few more to go through. So if you want to apply, there are options for a shared room and options for a private room. And I will be taking in like 12 to 15 people, and it's at an all-natural spa here in Italy, in the countryside of Italy, and it's just absolutely beautiful. There are panoramic views everywhere. There's cold plunge, there's sauna, there's jacuzzi, there's massage, there will be sound bath by me, guided meditation, breath work, yoga, horse therapy, meaning like internal family systems with the horses, horse rides, like trail rides, no experience needed. We'll go through the countryside of Italy. It'll be so beautiful, so wonderful. If you hear that noise in the background now, that's the tractor. They're dropping off hay for the horses. And I'm also just like watching the sunset and getting downloaded with in the sun I grow with the source energy. I'm barefoot now. That was what Gaia told me to do today in my meditation. She said, always go outside for your videos. I'm gonna reconnect and be like, well, what about these terms? Like, can I record inside for this and this? Is, I'm sure there are options, but mostly to be outside, which I already do, and barefoot to the ground. Sun gazing is a thing. We've talked about sun gazing, so that's kind of like what's happening right now. I think that's why I've been so called to record specifically at this time, like at sunset. And so this is your, almost like your permission, but really like your reminder, because you know everything that I'm talking about. I'm just a reflection of you. And so it's your reminder and your permission to just be, to surrender to the sun, to surrender to the source, and see how wild and free you can grow, how fierce you can grow, how fragile you can be. And maybe it's your purpose to share that. I was just asking myself, I was like, why on Instagram and so many of my videos, like, do I always share like little clips of me crying? It makes me look like I'm crying all the time, but I'm not. But I think human emotions are beautiful. Like when I feel the urge to cry, I do it, but there's also a part of me that's like observing, right? Because the observer is who we truly are. I just have to pick him up and show you guys again because he's so freaking cute. I just love him. And so when I'm in tears, like when I was heartbroken about ladybugs, babies recently, when I get really sad about my ankle still not being healed, when I look at him, I was looking at him sleep in my arms the other day, his first time down here. This is his second time here with me in my yard. And I'm watching Ladybug run right now, all wild and free. Can I show you guys? There she is. Is she gonna run again? She's playing with Guapa there. Oh, no, they're not playing. They're running from the tractor. That's why. Guapa's also one of the horses that you guys helped me rescue. It's your permission and your reminder to be as wild and free as possible, to stop holding back. Like the most important thing that you can do right now is to not be small anymore, like in anything, in any way, in the way that you dress, in the way that you speak, in the way that you create, in the way that you show up in your relationships. The truth will set you free. Okay, so like maybe you've been holding back and you've been people pleasing for so long in your job and your relationships, and it's not serving you. It's just holding you back. It's creating this like tension between you and that person and you and that dynamic, and you think that it's keeping you safe, but really it's just holding you back. So if you just show and you do what's right for you, don't always like see what resonates and what doesn't, but if you just showed up in your relationships and you were like, this is actually how I'm feeling, like this is the truth of what I'm feeling, this is what I truly want to say, not from a place of like triggered and unhealed and whatnot, but like from a place of truth and a place of power and a place of being fragile, a place of being vulnerable, then you start to create chaos and you shake up patterns, you shake up relationships, you shake up dynamics, and then space might be made in certain areas, and then the new can come through. And as you do this, you are changing the planet. Just like I said in the beginning, you went through this big shift so that Earth could go through this big shift. The Earth is just a reflection of you. Everything that you do changes the planet. Like you are literally saving the planet right now. You are saving the world, and it's a really important thing that you're doing. And all the lessons that you're learning, everything that you're experiencing inside, everything that you're healing inside, everything that you've already healed, it will forever change this planet. I feel that this planet will be here for quite a while, and it will always be a wonderful and intense place for souls to come and to deepen their ascension and like their growth, and to end so many karmic cycles in one lifetime. You learn so much here. That's why so many souls want to come. But I don't think that it can go on much longer like this, right? And so that's why Gaia is calling a lot of us to communicate with her, to connect with her, to speak for her. And I used to be like, Gaia, whatever, like, not really. Like, I've always have had this spiritual side to me, but I've also always had this like discernment side to me too. And so I think there was some discernment and some blocks towards it, because I didn't want to be like the, oh, Mother Gaia, blah, 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 and just speaking from things that I heard. And this is so special because it's speaking from things that I get from her, that I receive from her. Like, I go down and I'm in the river with her in this like one little portal spot that I found. And the conversation is like speaking to a person right in front of me. Like, it is so powerful. And she told me to share this with you today. So if you're here right now, I'm so grateful to have you here. I'm so happy to finally introduce you to Aslan. If you've been with me for a while, you know I've loved him for, when did I think you were going to be born? I think it was like November. No, actually, I went to California to visit home in September. And I thought that when I got back at the end of September, he would be born around that time. Like, that's how long ago we were thinking she was pregnant, his mom. And then she wasn't pregnant, she was just fat. And so then we waited a whole other 6 months for her to go into heat. And this was an intentional breed because we have a farm here. These are guardian breeds. So his brothers and sisters will be guarding the land. He will be guarding me and enjoying travel life and all the wonderful adventures with me and Arlo and Duchess. And Zima will probably stay on the farm because she's like the top bitch of all the dogs. Literally, like, there's 60 dogs and she is the queen of all. And so, but for now, she'll live with me and get to enjoy all the beautiful sunsets. And she likes to lay there and look at the stars too. So we sit out here and we watch the stars together. It's a beautiful life. It's a really beautiful life. And you're right on track. You're exactly where you're meant to be right now. So I see you. I'm proud of you. I'm honored to be here with you right now. And I will see you in the next video. If you like this video, please comment below and say, hi, Aslan. We love you. Welcome to the world. You're the best guardian in the whole wide world. Okay, guys. I will see you in the next video.